Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've made a video, at least one as long as this. So, quick recap. I've been sick the past week or so that's why my voice sounds a little weird. I apologize. But if you haven't been following me on Instagram, I kind of got into an accident. Let's see if I can put a picture up here real quick just to show you what happened. But ultimately, car's fine. I'm not getting rid of it. Nothing structural was damaged. It's mainly just, it's uglier than it actually, it looks uglier than it actually is. But today, actually, we're not going to be talking about the car. We're not even going to be talking about cars really in general. Excuse me. It's gonna actually be about Destiny. Yeah. I said in my last video that I was thinking about doing Destiny videos. Just waiting for this weird limbo period of YouTube to kind of blow over, and it didn't, so I said screw it, we're just gonna go along anyways and kind of see what happens here. So I'm not gonna have so much gameplay. I might have like maybe a couple of clips here and there. I don't know, I'll see how the editing goes. But really, I'm actually here to kind of do a little bit of a quasi lore / history on me, and kind of what the game means to me in a very specific way. For those that don't know, both in Destiny 1 and 2, you can play as one of 3 classes, or races, I should say. Human, Awoken, and Exo. Human, self-explanatory, I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain that. Awoken are basically like elves from Lord of the Rings. That's like the easiest way I can explain it, and the quickest. Basically, elves from the elves from Lord of the Rings, quickest way. Lastly, and the one that I'm going to be talking about today are Exos. They are, lack of a better term, androids, but that's not totally right. There are many more knowledgeable Destiny lore masters that have explained this way better than I have, but super short version is they are humans that went through a upload of sorts process into a robot body. Think kinda like General Grievous from Star Wars, but a lot less health problems, mainly more mental problems, than like actual, like, you know, coughing up lungs and having like organic organs, I guess, without getting super gross here. But I've always felt a kind of affinity with Exos, especially when the more I learned about various stories of specific Exos and Exos in general. Me being in the military, or formerly being in the military, not anymore, I understand that, and it's kind of a somewhat unspoken rule, but also spoken rule, at least in the military that I was in, which was the Navy. For those that don't know, you are basically government property. Like, I'm sure anybody that knows anybody in the military kind of knows this, that you are government property, and livelihood is pretty much subject to the whims of the military branch that you're in, within reason. Like, they're not gonna tell you when you can and cannot go to the bathroom, within reason. But in the world of Destiny, exos are kind of the same way, that with the exception of very few exos, I would think maybe two, Ada 1 and the Exo Stranger, aka LC Bray. Those are the first two that come to mind that are the exception to this. That all former or all current exos are at one point agents of Clovis Bray / Rasputin. Their opinions did not matter, because all that mattered was the mission, whether it was debt collection of certain kinds, like I know Cade 6 did, to maybe just machines of war, like Banshee 44 is kind of alluded to in the story, at least in idle dialogue from the tower in, I believe, more D1. He doesn't say a whole lot about it in D2. But they're pretty much dogs of the military, to use a phrase from anime, from Full Metal Alchemist, that I'm like going all over the place here. We've talked about cars, video games, and now anime. But yeah, to use the phrase from that, they are pretty much dogs of the military, so their thoughts and feelings don't matter. And a big, to anybody that's played D2 recently, a very specific set of lore cards comes to mind here. The lore book Last Days on Kraken Mare. I apologize for butchering that name. But for those that play D2, you can just look it up by the lore book, or in the lore tab, or I'll put a link in the description for the actual entire lore book at Ishtar Collective. Side note, really good website if you have a hard time finding lore cards, or you are more just interested in reading the lore, not so much hunting for it. Whatever the case may be, it's a really good resource, and the guys there are pretty quick to upload new cards as they come out, so everything is pretty up to date. But anyway, there's a research team on Saturn's moon of Titan, and they are harboring some intel that's been deemed dangerous, one reason or another. And Clovis Bray / Rasputin wants that data collected or destroyed, whichever happens the fastest. And they send a team of exos to go collect it. Now, I apologize, I'm not that versed on the lore here, but my point being that the leader of this exo team, basically just starts killing innocents left and right to try to get this intel, whatever it is. It doesn't really explain it, I think, that much or at all. But now, I am not saying that the military is in the business of always killing innocents, or however you want to word that. But I'll be the first to admit the military has done some ugly things. They have also done some good things, which I was mostly a part of. Not going to get into that. If you want to get into that, or if you want me to get into that, that'll be a video for another time. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, all that matters to them is the mission, and regardless of how they feel about it, they have no choice, because if they don't do it, they're going to be the ones collected, if you catch my meaning. So, and then we come to people like Cade 6 and Saint 14, who honestly are probably my favorite characters in all of Destiny history, period. That both of these guys have seen a lot, and Cade more so actually somewhat remembers his time before becoming a Guardian, which is very rare for anyone, side note. But he, it's not super concrete because memory's hazy and whatnot, but they both, the way they describe, I guess I identify with the way that they describe their trauma, their hardships, even the way they describe the good times. It very much reminds me of the way veterans talk. Not so much as like swearing or anything like that, or like the type of humor military or vets and military members are known for. Not so much that, just the way they talk about their experiences, especially Saint's seen some, to put it bluntly, Saint's seen some shit. And the way he talks about his experiences is very relatable to me, and it's a really heartwarming aspect of the game, and just he's a really well-written character. I kind of joke on my Twitter, shameless plug, cough, but that he kind of reminds me of All Might from My Hero Academia, as kind of like a Russian All Might, basically. Just except, I don't know. I'm trying not to ramble too much here, but yeah, I really identify with Exos, and I feel for, I guess I feel for their plight, because they come off as very militaristic in a way, but not in the, like, I'm gonna go, like, pillage a city for the sake of, like, my government or military or anything like that. Not anything like that, just because, more just because of the way they talk, the way they act, the way they carry themselves in the lore and in game, that regardless of whether or not they're a hunter, exo, titan, they all kind of have this veteran-like personality to them, and I know this game is kind of, there's something in it for everybody, and that's kind of what I see in it for me is that I see parallels, but to what I miss about the military and what I love about exos in Destiny. So, yeah, again, I do apologize. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, and if you were here for my rambling and you stuck through it, I, one, super appreciate it. I know I don't upload a whole lot, so when I do, any chance that you guys get to watch my videos, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But if you have any questions or you want me to clarify something, excuse me, or if you just want to talk, shoot me a comment, or hit me up on my social medias. I'll put the tag somewhere right here. I made it easy for y'all. It's pretty much the same across Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, even TikTok. Yes, I am on TikTok. If you're wondering why I'm on TikTok, go ask Gary V. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.